Hey everybody, this is Talkative Carl back again for another live commentary of Deadliest Warrior. We'll be completing the last 3 episodes of season 3, wrapping up the series altogether. Which, thinking of which, I want to do like a tier list of all the episodes of the entire series since it's now gonna be completely wrapped up. I already did like the final season around Halloween, so the final season has already been aired, so you can check out my thoughts on it on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/talkativecarl. Follow me in the links in the description. So, uh, we'll be covering Ivan the Terrible versus Hernan Cortez, then Crazy Horse versus Pancho Villa, and finally the French Foreign Legion versus the Gurkhas. So, yeah, man, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that, I mean, not so funny, but we're dealing with a Russian czar versus arguably the most vile human being who pretty much damn near wiped out the Mexican Mayan people of the New World. And it's like, and these two obviously like suffering from like, mental instability, but like we got like currently a Russian, we don't call him a czar, but we might as well, who's currently trying to conquer a area that he's coveted for years and trying to bring back a like the Cold War and everything like that, and he's just a complete monster of a dickhead. But we're dealing with now like a former monstrous dickhead now, two monstrous dickheads. But yeah, I did not know that Ivan the Terrible, fun fact, he killed his own. He got so crazy because he historically he been treating medical issues with mercury back in the day. Then I guess because of the mercury, high quantities of that in your system can give you Mad Hatter disease, I believe. I might cover that here in the episode. And then I think that resulted in him killing his own kid. He killed his own kid. He had like a few. Only one was left to reign after he died. But I think he died before he had heirs, so that his bloodline pretty much ceased, to exist from that moment on. Who knows? Maybe this kid like had like a fling with a prostitute. You never know. And then Hernan Cortez, man, that dude was a piece of shit. Did you know that you have to move because like this is how you know he fucked up. Because nearly towards the end of his life, he told his men to make sure he moved his body somewhere secure because he knew that like there's gonna be people going to try to defile his remains, and his body was constantly on the move until I don't know, maybe the 50s, like 40s or 50s. I could be wrong. Somewhere around like the, somewhere between like those decades. His father, they finally managed to keep his body in one place, secure in a museum, so that way it won't be like harmed. And I think it's been there for years at this point. But it's like you knew you fucked up. You fucked over these group of people, and now you worry about retribution. Of course, let's know how bad you did. You caused like nearly an extinction, not only with your atrocities, but like your diseases that you brought over from like Spain. Cause Spain and England like had like all those like kind of like foreign diseases, like with like like probably sexual diseases, but also like other, diseases that the New World did not really have. And it's like you brought that crap over. Uh, that's why we got like inoculation and immunization, because like certain areas in different regions of the world have different. That's why some people like go to like, you know, Africa or Australia, or like certain parts of the world that you've never been to. You probably will be a good idea to inoculate yourself at your local doctors, so uh, you won't run into any issues when you go over there. Uh, I was worried I might have to do that when I visited Mexico a few years ago, uh, but thankfully that wasn't the case. But that's something that I had to keep in mind. But this dude, because of those diseases, wiped out. He did so much damage to the Mexican and Aztec, Mayan people. It's like, dude was, yeah, because he wanted gold so much, he just did not give a fuck. I mean, like, we'll go over the episode, but these two are just vile human beings. But anyway, let me adjust myself here. Make sure you, obviously, if you're watching this, if you got this on DVD or you're watching this on Amazon Prime, get your time step to 0. I'm doing this kind of early because I didn't have to work today, so I figured I'd knock this out and wrap up the series, because it's been going on. Like, I started this like late 2019, I think. No, I think like late 2020. I think I started this watch along, and then we're finally wrapping it up. So it's funny. It's been a while. Crazy, but yeah. Go ahead and get this adjusted. So get ready to press play when I say now. So in 3, 2, 1, now. It's funny, like the Aztec Jaguar. The episode that I think like it didn't. Uh, YouTube did not post for your viewing. Uh, I really like that episode with them versus the Zonde Warrior, but I think it was because like I don't know. It's like it's weird because like at the same time as I also did uh Nazi versus Viet Cong episode, and that aired just fine. And I thought, like, was it the volume? But no, I didn't change the volume on that day, so it shouldn't have been an issue. If it was, then all of it, all 3 of those that day should not have been, being able, shouldn't have been able to be viewed. So I don't know, and that was disappointing. I hate the fact that like 2 of those episodes, isn't like posting, and I didn't feel like redoing it. And of course, like the Aztecs, like they were technologically inferior compared to the tools that Hernan Cortez's troops had. The conquistadors like had primitive as well by our standards today, but still effective tools by comparison to them. And he had back pain. That's why he was treating with mercury. And see, like the X Files has always been like my favorite part in season three. I'm glad they included that. The X Factor is a lot more. They hinted at it in like the previous two seasons, but I really wanted like, oh my god, like uh, I really wish they kind of like had that at the ready from like season like one and two, because that could have informed a lot of things with the other warriors. Like, what was the psychological profile for like Jesse James and Al Capone, and like obviously like their diet, the diet with like the pirate, you know, like because obviously like the pirates would have medical conditions with being on like like scurvy and like them visiting prostitutes, so obviously they'll have like certain sexual diseases as well. Like how would that affect them on battle or seasickness? But obviously they were naval men, so they probably would have been used to the sea. Yeah, and it's funny. I see Kiev right there on the map, and it's like that's wild to me. Ukraine was literally right there on that map. That's why, like, check out my spoiler review of the animated DreamWorks movie Road to El Dorado. I love that freaking movie. and they kind of like did like a hint of like the conquistadors, and the so secondary villain is like hinted at to be like Hernan Cortez, I think, and that can get pretty dark in certain areas, especially towards the end when you find like how the main villain goes down. Yeah, that's one thing they probably cut out in this episode is the deleted scene with like the torture method. Just like with the episode with Pol Pot and Saddam Hussein, they cut out like their torture method from the episode, and I kind of wish they included it when you uh, buy this digitally or with the DVD. Maybe they have it on the DVD, set, but the you know, Hernan had the garrote, and you can see what happened to the windpipe when you twisted it. But I forgot. I think no. They I haven't had like the drawn and quartered method of torture. That one's probably even more nasty than like the garrote, arguably. This is gonna get pretty impressive with these guns. Well, the reload time with these muskets type of thing is like you can't be held. They take long to load one round at a time. Why would he think like Cortez is a god? I know it's like slightly joking maybe, but it's like he relatively have the same, not the same, but ideally, like the same kind of stuff. So it's like, he has a gun and I have a gun. So his gun may be unique compared to mine, but functionally, it should be like, yeah. So he has like a very long gun. Got 2-1 as well. I mean, I really like Hernan's gun a little bit more. I don't know why. That's the thing. It's like I always thought like that. I don't know. There's something about the look of the arquebus. It's like I don't know, maybe because it's a little bit sleeker, but I don't know. And the armors are fantastic. Just bringing back these ancient weapons and armor. Very cool. And I just now realized after I've seen this like so many times over the years, and it isn't until now when I realized that yeah, the Pashal does have better accuracy. After I've seen that armor test, and it's like he was dead on into the chest while the arquebus was like just. I'm pretty sure he was aiming higher than that, but it's like landed right at the side of the Ivan's armor. Sablia. I don't know if I ever do another live commentary on anything else beyond this. I think this watch along live commentary has been like a unique thing for me because I did not feel like just doing like a simple review will cut it in this case. But yeah, I don't know if I'll do any kind of live commentary on anything else. Uh, but never say never. You never know. I'm curious to know like how besides obviously the tools, but like how much has armorers changed since like blacksmiths? Man, dude has like a thick head. The expert is like, with the sword. It's like, dude, yeah, it's like his head looks like it's all muscle. It's like Dwayne the Rock Johnson. It's like, dude, you just like just number muscle. Yeah, I felt bad about this test here. Like to this day, that this particular test kind of bothers me because like the dude could have just went with the slash, but he just went straight with like the thrusting. Not that like I'm completely mad at him for that, but it's just that if you want to lop a guy's head off, slashing would be the option. But I guess he was trying to go with an impaling. Say what you will. I mean, I dig the armor of Hernan Cortez's conquistadors. I don't know. Maybe it's just the curvature that I find like visually appealing. Andrew Jenkins. Yeah, that is a heavy weapon, and like he looks like the guy could be around my height, maybe slightly shorter than me. But yeah, carrying a big axe is like you get like maybe 2 to 3 swings with no issues, but like that fourth swing, that's when that gets you kind of like exhausted. Nice finisher. Yeah, I love the fact like just sticking in and drag him right off that horse and just like do a finisher. That is just like a I got a kick out of that part. Yeah, I kind of wish they had like used the touch table with like their battlefield strategy. But I'm pretty sure they had some the soldiers at the end of the day. Yeah, the conquistador armor. It kind of reminds me of like the French musketeers armor. The way like you know the design is roughly similar. And I still kind of butthurt about that episode with the musketeers versus the Ming warriors, because like you know I still like that rocket power arrow that the Ming warriors had. That blew me away. That was probably like my favorite ancient weapon I've seen, at least up there as far as like favorite ancient weapon. Okay, simulation. Looks like it's like just a neutral battlefield. Wow, just like a complete douche. Just like use on his own man as a meat shield. I think the guy who they used to recreate the as the supposed to be playing Cortez. I think that's the same dude who's supposed to be like the expert for the uh, Persian immortals. And of course the gold, yeah. Yeah, I'm not like angry. I'm not angry with re- the results itself. Because yeah, by and large, uh, Hernan Cortez will be like a more effective general on the battlefield. At the end of the day, he's just more so greedy than he is insane. Uh, uh, he's led by greed more than anything, and that does not equate to like insanity in most cases. While uh Ivan's completely ineffectual as far as like a leader is concerned. Uh, I think there's a story that I heard that, a long time ago. I think I read after this aired on TV that he literally just caused like his certain villages of the area he ruled in Russia to like fight amongst each other just because just because. I don't even think there was like a good reason. I don't think there's any good reason to do that. But he just pretty much just had like his own people fight amongst each other, just because I think there was like no uh, wars to wage. So normally that would be considered like peacetime, but he just like was bored and did that, and it's like no, he wasn't an effective leader. So of course he will lose. But anyway, that was Ivan the Terrible versus Hernan Cortez. Cortez wins, and yeah. So the next one will be Pancho Villa versus Crazy Horse. So I will see you guys in a little bit for that episode. Let me know what you think about this episode. Like, what was your favorite part of the episode? And I will see you guys in a little bit.